Live
from here. So you're live?
at the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yes, this is Loquacious Libations.
Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, but it's not really Whiskey
No,
Wednesday.
no, that's right. This week it's
It's
amazing autumn
It's
Applejacks.
apple brandy season. So,
Oh, it's still waiting for us on here, so there is a bit of a delay.
oh well,
So anyway,
no big deal.
yeah, this is. Did you say all my alliteration on the ad?
I did. I did.
Festive fall fermentations, because you were talking about the process of Applejack.
Well, we will talk about the jacking process. That's literally what it's called. I know it sounds bad if you're jacking apples.
Yeah.
That is literally what it's called. That's actually
Well, we
kind
show
of
it up
dangerous.
from here too.
And we'll cover that ground. Do we want to cover craziness first this week, or do we just want to
Okay,
get right into
we
it
are
and mix a
live.
drink and then get to craziness?
Um,
Let's do the drink
do the
part
drink first.
and then
Yeah, do
then
the
come on.
drink first.
Okay.
So I'm getting into the live chat now. Let's see. Do we have any viewers? That says no. I don't know how long the delay is yet, but we are live and looks all right to me as far as the shot and everything.
Looks good to me too.
So things are a little different. We're experimenting with a couple of different set changes and stuff and features that are coming up, hopefully. And you may have noticed we have some new additions on the set back here tonight.
I'll move out of the way so we can see the dual keyboards that Michael's practicing his ass off.
Thanks for joining Long Strange Day. And Bill, yes.
And his up and coming gig.
Bill, I have been at it. We're getting things going over here.
I've been up his ass to practice too. Practice.
Absolutely.
Makes perfect. Get that muscle memory back.
Absolutely. And plus now the new muscle memory having to learn 2 tiers. So that's why I've got the different down here. Now I don't have it fully set up for that just yet. I've got one more thing I need to get to hook up, but I've already got the MIDI cable, so I'll be able to slave that off of that, and all my sounds will come out of that, which I'll have 2 of again here soon too.
Which is good. All right, let's talk about this drink.
Talk about the drink. What do we got?
This week we're because obviously fall really showed up in Florida today. Whew. Yeah, the high for today I think was 71.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing long pants over here. That says something by itself.
So I went for typically on Wednesdays is a walk. I call it walking Wednesdays, and I do today I went for about a 5.5 mile walk.
Nice.
So yeah, because it's the only workout I do on Wednesday. It's just a walk. So when I first left, I had just a pair of walking shorts on.
Right.
And this shirt, and I was just like, I was thinking, oh, do I want to wear this shirt tonight? No, I'll change my shirt. Well, I didn't even sweat. It was not cold. It was not hot enough to sweat today. So, anyways, all right, Applejacking season. Applejack. Let's talk about Applejack. For those of you trying to see the label on this bottle, I'll bring it up to the camera in a minute because this is technically not American Applejack.
Okay.
If you're gonna go get Applejack, you're gonna want to get the most popular Applejack in America, made in New Jersey, is Laird's, Lairds. Laird's, and they make 2 versions, 86 proof and bottled in bond. Get the bottled in bond because that stands up in a cocktail much better. It's got a fuller flavor. Now, you're not looking for Applejack, though. You're looking for apple brandy. There's a difference. Back in the 1960s, when the clear spirits kind of took this market by storm and people started drinking a lot more vodka, well, Applejack changed. The rules for Applejack changed. And now, typically, if you find something that just says Applejack, well, it's 90% vodka with apple flavoring in it. Okay, or you get 10% fermented apple, and then mixed in with vodka gives it the flavor, and you're getting an inferior product. That's why I'm telling you Laird's. Or you can get, and if you look at the Laird's bottle, it'll say apple brandy. Now, why does it say apple brandy? Okay, rather than Applejack. Okay. Applejack originally was kind of a fluke thing. People would take their apple cider, they would put yeast into it, ferment it.
Right.
Okay. when it got done with the fermentation process, they would not distill it. What they would do is strain it back into another bottle, put it outside, let the water that was in it freeze, take the water, the frozen stuff off the top of the barrel, and that would leave them with a very concentrated alcohol.
Wow.
Okay, but what's the problem with that? Well, it contains methanol, which makes you go blind.
Right.
Okay,
Like the old moonshine.
Correct. So that's when people started figuring that out, like, yeah, my left eye is messed up. Okay, then they realized, okay, we need to distill this because they realize it's the methanol. So when you get apple brandy or Calvados, which is what this is, what's the difference? There's no difference other than Calvados is French apples, and it comes from France. If you're going to use Calvados in any of your Applejack products, now why do I have Calvados? Because I cook with it. Okay? What you want, what's most important, and I don't know if I'm going to get this in the camera right, if you're going to get Calvados, you want to get VSOP. Don't get anything else. That will be the apple brandy you want. Okay, and besides drinking it, then you can cook with it too.
There you go.
Look up a recipe for Calvados chicken, and you've hit a home run. It's fantastic food.
Well, you know, something else just occurred to me. Calvados, finish.
Yeah, I know. Now you know. Okay, that was this.
Gotcha.
This is barreled. Okay, they took those used Calvados barrels,
right?
Put rye whiskey in it for another 6 or 8 months.
That's pretty
okay,
cool.
And then bottled that. That's where that comes from.
I get it now.
Now you get it.
See, you always learn something when you come here. Or at least I do. He's always teaching me shit. That's why we call him the sage.
So, now here, do yourself a favor. If you don't have Calvados or a Laird's bottle and you're like, well, what should I buy? Buy the Laird's because it's the same product. You can use it in your recipes. It works just the same.
Right.
Okay. Now, if you buy the bottled and bond, which is why I'm telling you to buy the bottled and bond, you can flambe with that, which means if you make a pan sauce, you can flame it and you can put on a show for your guests. All right. The cocktail tonight. The cocktail tonight is a turn of the century kind of cocktail. There's no real like this guy invented it, that guy invented it. There's no real concrete place where this comes from. Now there was a very well-known gangster in the 1920s, a New York City gangster called Baldy Jack Rose, that he said he invented the cocktail. The only problem with that, and probably people agreed with him because he's probably not a very nice guy, okay? But the problem with that is there's in print recipe in one of Harry Craddock's books is got this recipe but under a different name. Okay. You will find this though it named the Jack Rose in the Savoy cocktail book, which came out in the early 1930s. So but this was a very popular fall drink. Now a couple things about this. You can make this. This is made with either lemon or lime. I would suggest you try both. This is lemon juice that we're using tonight. The reason I chose lemon juice is because I didn't feel like squeezing about 40 limes to get this much juice, as opposed to about 7 or 8 lemons to get this much. And then grenadine. You need grenadine. So this is something new that the first time we're bringing grenadine into a cocktail. And we'll see this again. We'll see the repeat. We got a bunch of repeat stuff is coming.
Nice.
Now, do yourself a favor. You can buy grenadine. You can buy good grenadine, and you can buy crap grenadine. And you can make it yourself. If you make it yourself for the price of good grenadine, or for the price of crap grenadine, you can make good grenadine. Just takes a couple ingredients.
Okay.
How do you make grenadine? Grenadine
pomegranate
is pomegranate juice, sugar, Now, some people put pomegranate syrup in it, and then what's really important, it makes the flavor, is orange blossom water. You can buy orange blossom water at most liquor stores will have it, and you have to now you want to get pomegranate juice that is not sweetened, so you don't want any sugar or high fructose corn syrup in there because you're going to use equal parts. Now, the other trick it's a simple syrup, okay, but you'll notice that this is very red. Why is it so red? If you heat it to make a simple syrup, when you put your sugar in there, it turns a dark reddish brown.
Gotcha.
If you don't heat it, hint, hint, don't heat it, just shake the crap out of it and stir the crap out of it until the sugar basically disappears. So that's really the trick there. And now here.
So you made this.
I made I made 2 bottles of this, okay? Because these are only 8-ounce bottles, so I made 16. I got a 12-ounce bottle of pure pomegranate stuff, and then I figured with all the other stuff. So I didn't, the other bottle's about up to there.
Gotcha.
So yes, sugar. I didn't put the pomegranate syrup in there because I couldn't find pomegranate syrup, which adds just another depth of flavor, basically. And then the orange blossom water I bought for $4, so it's cheap. Everything's pretty cheap.
Now my granddad used to keep a bottle with a label on it. He actually bought his. But the only thing I ever thought used for was my Shirley Temples when I was too young.
Well, yeah, that's one of the key ingredients in the Shirley Temple.
Right.
So let's get to mixing.
Absolutely.
We'll start out. We'll serve this now. Here I also have to. I've mentioned this before, so I showed Michael these glasses. He's been waiting to use these.
Yeah,
this is the Nick and Nora glass that I mentioned, that I found in a secondhand shop, and I can't tell you when it was made, but boy, I'll tell you, it has. And I'll bring it up. It has all the markings and look of the 1920s to me.
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, even Michael looked at the foot, and there's hammer rings in the foot for where the glass was pressed.
Right.
And I think he's right. So I don't know.
And they're very faint, but there's definitely
they're there. No,
I didn't. In there.
You can see it. I mean, I can see it.
The only other place I've ever seen that was in my great grandmother's depression glass, and you remember that stuff? It was pink.
Oh yeah.
Color, but it all had that almost dimpled look to it, even though it wasn't dimpled, and that's not as.
I mean, this is just it's just fine.
Yeah.
It's just very fine glass. I don't know. I mean, here. For all I know, because I bought them I think in about 91 or 2, they could have been in the secondhand shop, and the secondhand shop said, "Oh, those look good." I got them for 49 cents, and I can sell them for $5.
Right.
Who knows? Because all the online stuff really didn't exist then. But given where I bought them in the Georgetown section of Washington D.C. And given the history there.
Oh, yeah.
So
that probably came out of an estate sale or something like that, and then ended up in.
Very well could have been. So let's get to mixing.
Sweet.
Pretty simple ratios here.
We finally have a viewer.
2-1-1.
No, one over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we finally have a viewer. Hello, whoever you are. Say hello in the live chat to us.
Now here,
all right, so what do we
give that a whiff.
Ooh.
Apple, isn't that great?
Yes.
Yeah, and here.
Can you just drink that straight too?
You can drink this straight. It tastes really nice.
I bet it does.
The other thing that's interesting about this drink, if you get rid of the Applejack or the Calvados, and you put in whiskey, it's called the Kentucky Rose, and it's not nearly as good.
All right. I've certainly heard of the Kentucky Rose.
No, I'm doing this backwards.
Uh-oh.
I should do the liquor last because it gets the sugar in the...
Right.
Oh, I'm dripping. So, yeah, now here, again, a lot of times I've made this. It's not like I've made a lot of these. I've tried it with lime. I've tried it with lemon, and then I've tried it with lemon and lime mixed.
Right.
The lemon is always,
Go back to the lemon.
yeah.
To me, it makes more sense. Apple would pair better with lemon in that regard, in my opinion. And we lost our one beer.
No, these guys are fucking boring. You know, we don't know.
Yeah, no guests tonight or anything. Nothing exciting going on except for the craziness.
The craziness it's the full moon.
Yes.
It's ramping up.
Good grief. Well, what is this out of the normal craziness side? You know, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, I know I'm making a lot of noise.
Well, it's not that, but we'll wait for the craziness until after we make the drink. So we can continue on. This is going off on the tangent.
Oh, you know who just moved back to town?
Who's that?
Cynthia Stayhauer. I don't know if you remember her from church.
I do.
Okay. Well, she moved to Michigan a couple years ago to help her sister. Mm-hmm. And I just found out because she came over to our house, stopped by after church this Sunday and visited with us. And I think, if she remembers, that her and her daughter, Veronica, they might be watching us tonight.
Oh, sweet.
Because both of them enjoy cocktails.
Very nice. Well, hopefully they will. And I really don't know a whole lot about the YouTube interface yet. So it says one right here, but I'm not sure if that's viewer or what. But it says top messages and it has a little one thing. Yes, it's viewers, I'm sure. Hey, we did avoid tech problems this week, I think.
You know,
unless you're tuning in and can't hear shit.
I knew that you were little glasses, so. I don't know how to make it. I think we're going to have two tonight.
Hey, I'm good with that.
We're going to make two, and then we'll split the next one. So.
All
right. Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa, I get the.
Yeah. Get to be careful.
All right. Yeah. Cheers.
This is a nice drink. I know you're going to like it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that Applejack is just so great.
The tartness with the lemon, too. Perfect. You almost don't get the alcohol, but it's in the back.
It's the very end, yeah. Yeah, no, it just this works. I can see why this was so wildly popular.
Like apple lemonade, man.
Kind of is. But this is another one of those drinks, though, that you got to like tart. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not a sweet cocktail.
I do, personally.
Yeah. What's interesting about it, though, is this is one of those cocktails that'll get you in trouble.
I can see why.
Yeah,
because it's so tasty.
You can sit there and drink 40 of them, and all of a sudden you'd be like, I can't drive.
I actually had, remember Kevin last week that joined in with us. He said that he looked the cocktail up, and he felt like he could probably do 40 of them.
Oh, he looked up the recipe for Jack Rose? Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're using the bottle and bond, which is, again.
Speaking of Kevin, look at that.
And he shows up.
Message retracted, it says. Oh, he took something back.
No, here. And again, if you want to make these cocktails and use it to do some cooking, we're using Calvados because I use it to cook with. I had it. And I wasn't going to just go out and buy a bottle of Laird's because I already had this. And it's in this bottle. You can see I don't use it a lot. This bottle is probably 4 or 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
I may have to go get me a bottle of that. Kevin, this drink is every bit as tasty as you thought it would be, brother.
Yeah, no, it's really a good drink. I have forgotten how small these glasses were.
Those are really good. I love them.
I didn't. Oh yeah, no, they're very elegant glasses, aren't they?
Yep.
I mean, these are just really cool Nick and Nora glasses. Now you can see why when I walked in, I was like, I'm buying all of them.
Kevin says he's too buzzed to be on time. You're on the Pinot Grigio again. That's what PG was, by the way.
Oh.
When we were looking at the chat afterward.
Hey.
What the hell is PG? Oh.
I used some Pinot Grigio today in my tortellini soup.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. Deglaze.
The sage is a foodie too.
Yeah.
Taught me some tricks.
That's why I had a heart attack. Well, no, that's not why. It's one of the reasons.
Oh, I'm going to be using some of your tricks that you taught me coming up here next weekend.
Okay.
Aiden's going to be here. So we're going to do my mom's birthday spaghetti, which is what she made for me. This will be the 40th anniversary of the annual birthday spaghetti.
So you first started having it when you were
15.
I was going to say 15.
Yep. So I'll be 55 next weekend. And
Speed limit.
I'm stopping right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's on the Penny Grigio again. But yeah, my son is going to be here to learn the recipe to my mother's spaghetti.
Well, good.
And he's seen me make it a few times already, but he's actually going to be actively helping me. So we're gonna go fresh ingredients, and since I've got a sous chef, he's gonna get to cut some stuff this time.
Absolutely.
Last time I just bought it
Already pre-cut.
Yeah, I got lazy on it. Well, you know the size of that kitchen.
Oh, I know. It's tiny.
It's kind of hard to want to cook sometimes in there. Oh, he said lost count a bottle ago.
Slow down, brother.
Are you splitting it with your wife?
Yeah, please tell us. Here, we kind of have...
He could be passed out before we finish.
We should go... Our rule of thumb is that we basically have one drink each. So since I've forgotten...
Two tonight.
Well, since I forgot how small these glasses are, what we're going to do is I'll fill my glass...
And I'll get
and then you'll get the other half.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we'll each get a drink.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you, I mentioned to you that when I came here, I'm on my second round of a lot of stuff.
Right.
Because, of course, I realized this week, I got to get back to Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturdays.
Okay.
Because what I'm talking about is no cocktails. Days that I have cocktails.
Gotcha.
Or something to drink. We started out with, and for a long time, the only day of the week that I would have something to drink was Wednesdays when you and I would get together.
Right.
Because I was just like, I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning on the weekends when I'm working. Now it helps me sleep though.
Right.
But then ever since we started doing cocktails, all of a sudden my kids are.
Hey, what are we going to do?
My daughter yesterday. Hey, Dad, can you make me one of those? My daughter likes gin. Can you make me an East Side? Do we have cucumbers? I'm like, yeah, I got the fixins for an East Side. Of course,
you make a cocktail, you want one.
Well, I've been disciplined about it, though, because, Elizabeth and I, Elizabeth's my wife, both said, geez, we're having a cocktail. We're turned into our grandparents. I'm having a cocktail every day at 5 o'clock. She's been walking in the door after getting off at 5:30, and she's like, "Can I get my cocktail?" And I got to the point where it was like, "Okay, she'll be home at 5:30. That's 5 minutes from now. It'll take me 5 minutes to make this cocktail."
That was Granddaddy when he came home from Ford. He'd go in there. It was like Mr. Rogers when he came home. He would walk in, he would change and put on his cardigan and walk back to his bar
and make a drink
and go make a Manhattan. And make Merv whatever she wanted. Merv was my grandmother.
Well, I'll tell you, I all of a sudden and I said something last week. I noticed I gained a little bit of weight. Yeah, it's going down too smooth.
As it gets down to the bottom, I'm starting to get the cherry some now too, because I didn't swish it at all. So
okay, I didn't even think
starting
of
to
that.
Get a little bit of that cherry juice in there now. Man, that set it off. You get it?
Yeah.
That's good.
And it just adds another layer of flavor in there.
A whole different layer right there.
Now, I hate to say it, but I didn't save the syrup from the old bottle.
Oh man.
And of course, because I've been through several of these bottles across the 20-something years that I've been doing this cocktail stuff with my family. I just saw a recipe this week, Bruzel.
Okay.
Who makes a Luxardo cherry juice old fashioned.
Oh man.
And I was just like, damn it, man, I just just got rid of that.
Right?
I bet you that's fantastic.
Oh, I bet it is.
Instead of
The
simple
next time-
syrup,
the
he
next
uses
time you have
this.
juice that you don't want, send it to me. I'll use it.
I just didn't think of it. It went out in the garbage on Tuesday.
Oh, damn. Oh, man. Kevin, for you, since you seem to be our only viewer still, this is a whole different ballgame than what we used to buy at the little liquor stores up in Georgia right here. These are real maraschino cherries instead of the bright red ones like you get at Publix now and what they used to sell at the liquor stores up there.
We're obviously ready for a next.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I could probably do a third one of these. But then again, I don't have to drive, so. Oh, and Kevin says it was a 70-30 split with him and his wife on the bottle. So.
Well, you should try to make that 50-50, Kevin. You're more apt to get lucky if she's equally lit.
Otherwise, you'll be jacking apples.
For those of you that missed the opening part,
sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah,
it's a bar joke. It's a bar type show. You okay?
it's what is it? One part
bartending, 2 parts bullshitting.
Now let's do it right this time.
There we
let's
go.
do it right this time. Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said thumbs up on the cherries there. Dude, with this production stuff that I've got coming in next week, we're gonna have the ability to do live music in here.
I know, and two views
that.
you said too.
Yeah, we're gonna have multiple cameras, so we can, like, when you're making the drinks right here, I can actually pick up a camera, the phone that I've got off to the side right here,
and shoot it from right next to me,
from right there, live with the second view. As in picture in here. I'll be able to start doing our intros again. So we'll be able to open the show with video and music and stuff, and end the show with music too. And that's not even the live stuff. That's being able to pipe it in. The most exciting part of that is working towards getting us a setup in here, so we can run a 5-minute extra content video. Take that time, move this stuff out, set the bar stools, and have a performance in here.
Oh, which would be fun, especially if we have guests.
Yeah, we have Bill over, we have Dave over, somebody like that. Then I can get over here, and they can get over, on a bar stool right here, and we can plug them in, and it'll actually be into the audio feed rather than a microphone in the room trying to catch it. So we're going to work towards that. We're not quite all the way to that.
You'll get some Laurel and Hardy moments out of that.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. I mean, I think that's people have come to expect that. Oh, look at that! I almost get a full size one again.
Yeah, well, I put a little extra in this because I knew.
Plus, you didn't fill the other one
all the way. Yeah, I didn't fill this one all the way.
I was afraid I was going to spill it just by clinking with you on that one.
Yeah.
So, Kevin says she only got home 15 minutes ago. I jump started. And Kevin gave us a double thumbs up on the tunes thing.
Well, here's to you, Kevin.
Here's to you, Kevin, and your wife, who just got home.
And there, now you can see the why they call it the Jack Rose.
Yes.
It's very rose colored.
Very rose in color. Matter of fact, you know what? It reminds me, I was talking about the depression glass. Holding it up to that light, it's almost the same pinkish shade as the depression glass.
Yeah,
oh, that's so tasty.
It is. I know. It's a great drink.
Yeah. I could literally do 6 or 7 of these and not have an issue
until you stumble your way up the stairs.
Right. I'd just fall face
Why do you have black eyes?
I
hit my eye.
No idea. Purely for medicinal purposes.
Okay, Gramps.
Oh, man. So, yeah, okay, craziness roundup. Where do we want to start?
I think the craziest thing that I heard this week, it has to be what
all kind of craziness to choose from this week, too. Not just political world, but...
Oh. It's insanity.
Yeah.
You start. You know what I think is the craziest thing, and it is American politics. But
being a musician, I'm going to go with that one first.
Okay.
I'm going to lead with the big music news. Was it yesterday that I sent you the note about that? Jake E. Lee, former guitar player for Ozzy Osbourne, one of the greats in metal, got shot multiple times in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And is going to be fine.
Hey, if it doesn't hit anything vital.
They expect him to make a full recovery, but holy shit.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
As long as his hands weren't damaged, so he can still play.
I mean, he's pretty fucking old, though.
Well, he's got to be older than both of us.
Oh, he's got to be in his 70s.
Mm-hmm. Easily. All right. Excellent choice, C says. Okay, so that was my turn. Well, unless you want to react to that.
To me, well, you know what's interesting about that is it was not very far from where Tupac got shot.
Really?
That's what because when you sent me that, I'm like, oh. So I
Google it and look at it.
I just looked up the article and it was like half a mile from.
Damn.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Because me personally think Tupac's I'm not a big rap guy, but when Tupac came on the scene, he was saying something. He was really saying something. And then he got killed. And I think it was absolutely because of his music, because of what he was saying.
Kevin's on the same wavelength with us over here. Jake.
So,
channeling Tupac.
Yeah. No, man.
Well, we haven't really heard where he got shot, but I don't think they can call him One Pack now. So in that regard, he's not channeling.
There's a sound effect. Yeah,
the production thing that we've got has sound effects, so we might have a little fun with that too.
All right. No, my craziness for the week has got to be, and it's political, and we try to stay away from the politics, but we say, what do we always say?
Time marker. Leave it out there.
Leave the craziness out there. Come in here and have a drink with us.
Right. The only reason we mention a lot of this stuff is to give you a time reference if you're ever watching the shows back.
Yeah. Somebody's going to watch this. This is our feeling. Somebody's going to watch this 2 years from now and say, what the hell are these two knuckleheads talking about?
Right.
And then it'll give them perspective.
Right.
As to where we are. So we're at October the 16th in 2024.
Yeah. Holy crap. This year just...
Oh, I know. You just almost put me on a tangent, you motherfucker.
I almost put myself on one, too. Keep going.
No, the craziest thing to me has to be Bill Clinton coming out publicly.
Right.
And blaming that girl's murder on
unvetted,
undocumented aliens coming across during the Biden administration, and it's Kamala Harris's fault. Oh my, come on! Oh my, what planet are we living on? And I pinched myself.
This has just been an insane
election
year.
I was actually beyond pinching myself to hear Bill Clinton's. I smacked myself as hard as I could.
The man who asked, depends on what the definition of is.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
he says booze-infused carbon dating is our viewer's comment.
Hey, that works for me, man. I think Kevin, we're going to have to borrow that.
Right. Yeah, we might borrow that for one of our things here. Man, these are too good. Yeah, we better stop after this one.
Yeah,
how it goes.
I'll send Baldy Jack Rose over. He'll get you to stop.
There you go. So now, what was the other thing that I sent you yesterday? Because it was unpolitically related too.
If I had my phone, it's here somewhere.
Mine's right there. I can't get to
Mine is here somewhere.
That's all right. We'll think about
I heard it go off.
Here, we've been talking about Diddy. Or Diddle or whatever the hell. But no, Diddy. That's right. But apparently he's been diddling the wrong people. But I heard about another case this week that was kind of interesting. Do you remember the girl that played Roz on Game of Thrones?
Roz. Which character was Roz?
Very early on from one of Littlefinger's establishments.
Oh, the real sexy
The
girl.
redhead.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roz.
Is that the king ended up killing her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, torturing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember Oz.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway,
Sexy woman. Very sexy.
She has a suit against a celebrity for rape. Marilyn Manson.
You know, I mean, I know that that's show business.
Right.
I mean, he's a showman.
Along the lines of Bowie, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell.
Well,
but
I don't think he holds a candle to Bowie.
No. But that's what he was trying to be. Always was. I mean, even with the odd looking eyes and trying to claim that it was a natural thing.
Yeah, which is a lie.
Yeah.
But I don't. You know, I had a very good friend of mine when we were very young, and at the point of, I'll never forget this, of what do you want to be when you grow up for real? Because when you're really little, you're always like, I'm going to be a fireman. I'm going to be
Right.
Something.
Or the most
an
recent
astronaut.
person you saw in a uniform
I'm going to be the
was.
president of the United States. I'm going to be a police officer. Whatever. But when you get to be in the middle school, it's when you actually start thinking about,
Dude, what do I want to do?
I mean, it's not very far away at that point.
Right.
And real adults ask you real adult questions at that point in your life when you're 14, 13 years old.
They should.
So I'll never forget, a friend of mine said, I got to learn how to play the guitar. And I was like, why? Because he said, I don't think I'm smart enough to get rich, to be rich, like really wealthy is what his point was.
Right.
But I noticed that guitar players get lots of girls. And of course, when you're 13 and 14 years old, man, your hormones are just going haywire. And of course, that's about one of the only things you're thinking about.
Right.
Well, as we were standing there, his name's Pat. Pat and I are standing there, a real cute girl,
Perfect timing.
yeah, she says, oh, I would date you if you were a guitar player. Now, I don't know if that was facetious. She was being facetious or not, but she just said it. And just kept walking, too.
Oh,
it was at his locker.
You know who I wish was in here tonight for this? Because I'm fixing to tell on him. Lee used to have a creed. He told his girlfriend on the first night they went on a date, look, I'm going to tell you something right now, and you're going to have to deal with this. My guitar is here. You are here. It will never be this. It will never be this. It will always be, my guitar is here. You are here.
And
Granted, he was 30 and in a band and all that. That's not to make him sound shallow.
No. But I get that. His focus was on mastering the craft.
Exactly. That's what he intended by it. And I never took him 100% literally in the way he told people that. But at the same time, I get it too, because I fell out.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I mean, for years, I just put it all down. Here, for those of you who haven't watched,
because life got in the way.
Life got in the way with me. I was supposed to audition with the band that I'm in now 17 years ago. And it would have gotten me musically active again. Whoop, shit. Party foul.
Cut him off. Cut him off.
Bad one. I didn't even bring any napkins.
Here, I'll go get some.
Sorry.
No,
but anyway.
Keep talking. I can hear you.
Yeah. And we should be able to hear you because you got your mic on.
Yeah, you're right.
But anyway, I put my craft down for that long. And in a lot of ways, I really regret that, not having that outlet for a long time. But I also realized that without those experiences, I wouldn't be where I am now, and bringing this back to me and bringing this joy back into my life for the first time in this amount of time you've seen it, has done something.
No,
for me.
I've said that before we went on air tonight.
And it's been building for about the last 5 years while I've been setting up this whole studio thing. And this is part of it. This wasn't even a planned part of it, but
No, this was completely unplanned.
Totally unplanned.
This was here. How we started doing this? Michael went, hey, let's live stream this.
Dude,
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no.
I tell you what, let's live stream this, and I'm going to invite Buck over. He said, okay.
But you know what? We have a lot of fun doing this every week. We both said ever since we started doing this, not that we didn't look forward to Wednesdays getting together.
We always did, yeah.
You know, and fortunately, the universe works in an interesting way because a lot of times, unfortunately, with my job, I would get called in to have to work tomorrow.
Yes.
Which then I would cancel on Michael because getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning is not an easy task for my 61-year-old body.
He actually went through a whole period of about 3 or 4 months where you weren't able
I was
to come
working
over.
all the time.
You were working every single Wednesday and pretty much any night that I would have been available. You know, if we tried to reschedule or anything like that. But, you know, we always have tried to make the time, and we'll say this again because we need to say this every single time. The reason we do this is not this.
It's not for this?
It's not for this stuff right here.
No.
It's for this. It's for the friendship. You know, it's getting together with a friend. Like we said earlier, leaving that crazy shit outside and just letting loose, letting your hair down.
I know what you mean.
And having fun for a little while. And now that has made its way into my life in a bigger way too. You know, the whole joining Long Strange Day. And even though, and I'm going to admit this, Bill already knows it, I'm terrified right now about that in a way, because I haven't played with a group of guys in public in, 20-something years.
Here, Bill, this is for you. Okay, we need a sound effect.
No, this is not stressing it right now. This is.
I know, I'm just messing with you, man.
Oh, I know you are. But I am literally having the time of my life. I mean, I told somebody the other day that in a couple of different regards, I'm living my best life right now.
Well, you know what? Here, now you've heard me say this. When I finally gave up, I shouldn't say I gave up. It was just the universe was telling me get out of the finance business.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had nothing to do for a very short period of time after my heart attack. Because the finance business is what really did that to me.
You don't have to tell me that.
Okay.
Kind of different area, same scenario though as far as that goes. I was a financial frontline worker, and there was a whole hell of a lot of stress, among other things, going on at that time. You know. But yeah.
I know.
I know. I'm fixing to say something.
But now we both have had one drink.
Yes, we both have had one full drink on that. But I can't wait for that cherry. That's going to be tasty.
Oh, absolutely. Because you'll get a little bit of apple in there.
Well, it's soaked through 2 versions of it. Lee is here! Freebird!
Oh, now he's Freebird instead of Gray Man.
No, it's Gray Man is back with us.
Oh, okay.
But that was his comment. Freebird!
Okay. Now here, since Bill is probably watching, or he will watch this, I have good news for you, Bill.
Okay.
I went and because I had to get orange blossom water. I had to get orange blossom water to make the grenadine this week. So I stopped in the Irish whiskey section.
Oh yeah,
of a big box store here in town. They're not a sponsor, so I don't want to mention them.
Right.
But they might sound like Total Wine.
Okay.
Bushmills 12. I bought a bottle. They have it there. It's
sweet.
And I'll tell you what. That is the best Irish whiskey I've ever had. It is It is a sipping whiskey. It is
Yes.
not a cocktail whiskey.
Yeah, that was worth a sip.
And it's $65. It's worth every penny because that is really. Now, granted, I said this last week and I'll say it again. I would love to try that whiskey at cask strength or barrel strength or foolproof, whatever you want to call it, because
Keep talking.
it would be just. It might be I mean, it's got great flavor watered down to the 86 proof that it is, or 80 proof. Was that 80 proof, Michael, or 84?
Yeah, I think
it was 84, wasn't it?
I believe it was. I'd have to look it back up with that fruit cherry.
Oh, on God.
On God.
Go buy yourself a bottle of that. If you want Irish whiskey, Bushmills 12.
There.
Boy, that's really
absolutely
good
I
sipping
recommend
whiskey.
that as well. Oh my gosh, dude! Look underneath that. That's going to be tasty.
Oh, that's all
too.
syrup, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be tasty.
You know what would be interesting is just to put a dash of that on top of that syrup. You wanted to taste this neat before we started.
Yes. I'm not going to refuse because I don't have to drive.
It's great neat.
I don't have to drive until in the morning.
Because I made it. Did you smell that on camera? I can't remember.
Yes. I'm putting. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it's
cover the cherry with it.
You know, it'll be the same with the Laird's. You smell apple brandy. It's got such a unique nose to it. It is just delightful.
I'm gonna swish that a little bit. Get that syrup in there.
Deglaze the glass. Even without the syrup in there, you're gonna like this.
Oh yeah, I know.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah. That's great. Nice. It's so nice. It's what?
He said, damn, Michael, wring the glass out, dude. If you knew how tasty this was, you'd be doing this shit too, man. Right?
Yeah, you know what? See, I'm sold. Because I just know how good this tastes. When I make Calvuto's chicken,
get an IV.
No, then you can't taste it.
Kevin says buzz pulp for the cherry. Yep, definitely. That's going to be a potent cherry when we're done because it's already had, alcohol over it twice.
And then a half an ounce of.
Right. Oh man, this is good stuff though.
Yeah, no, you can see why this was in colonial times one of the most popular drinks.
Mm-hmm. Man, that is tasty.
Oh, absolutely.
I might have to get some of that just to sip on it sometimes with the cherry. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, it tastes just splendid. It's absolutely splendid. So yeah, no.
I'm still getting some of the pomegranate and lemon from the glass. Lemon.
You know, one of the things that worries me about these glasses, though, and I don't, because again, it's an unknown origin.
Oh boy.
Is it leaded? Is the glass leaded?
I wonder. You see me making an adjustment here. Lee said that when you put your chin against the microphone, you sound like a drunk Darth Vader.
Because he is.
Yeah.
That cherry is
more of a snore there.
That cherry is very good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm still letting mine soak. I hadn't even thought about that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. After the apple comes on, the tartness from the lemon is still there.
Mm-hmm. Pomegranate too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though it's buried with the cherry a little bit.
Yeah, no, good all the way around.
There's something deeper.
Almost makes you want to have another one, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't refuse, but we know better. Lee, these things are incredible. I'm going to show Lee. I don't think he's seen these yet. Now, this is the cherries that we're using right here, not that red dyed shit you get at Publix, right?
Yeah, no. Real cocktail cherries.
Those
go buy those, Lee. I mean,
yes.
They're not cheap. I mean, it's $25 a jar. But worth again, you know, one of the things that we say all the time on this channel, when it comes to this kind of stuff, value proposition. Value proposition. I'm not a big fan. Don't get me wrong. There's whiskeys out there that you can pay $2,500 for and are worth that because they're just.
I would never though.
But,
I mean, I
but
can't imagine even being rich buying that.
well, if you're rich, who fucking cares?
Right.
But my point is there are whiskeys out there. There's a lot of whiskeys out there that are $100. There's a lot of whiskeys that are right around that $100 mark. And there's a lot of whiskeys that are $25 that you can pick out. And we've picked a bunch of them out.
We have.
That are just as good as that $100 bottle.
Right.
They are. But you can buy 4 bottles or 3 bottles of that less expensive whiskey that's just as good. And that's the value proposition. And we've talked about that a bunch. But again,
you may have mentioned, but how much is the bottle of Calvados?
I don't recall because I bought it
like you said 5 years ago.
I bought it so long ago that here, if it was $30, it means it's $60 now.
Right.
So I don't know.
The more y'all drink, the drunker I get. Weird, Kevin says.
It's funny is I had a comment. Who commented? Bill commented off camera last week. Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys loosen up as you go.
And Lee said, awesome. Did y'all get to the cocktail yet? Did y'all get to the cocktail yet? Yes, that was a drunk version of it. Sorry about that. He wants to know if we've drank yet.
Yeah.
I think I just proved that for you. Thank you.
Lee, you got to show up at 8:30.
The throat wasn't working.
Now, I'm sure you weren't available then. So I'm just busting your balls.
Lee laughing at Kevin. So, yes, the verdict is these are very potent and very tasty.
Again, if you want to try this and you're going to go buy a bottle of apple brandy, okay. Now, can you make Applejack? Yes, you can.
You want to go blind.
But be warned, you can go buy yourself a half because it's in every store right now. You can go buy yourself. Don't buy apple juice. Buy apple cider, the cloudy kind. Okay. Now here, right. But you can make apple brandy. I mean, I have a still. It's a little tiny thing.
Revenuers go away.
No, it's legal now.
I'm teasing.
The Supreme Court just ruled that you can make, I think it's 10 gallons.
The General Lee is right there.
Okay.
Let me try and run her.
Yeah,
General
Lee. No, I mean, you can make apple brandy. You just need a little still.
He said, I thought y'all started neat. No, in this show, we just went straight for the cocktail. I mean, when we do a cocktail show, Lee hasn't really seen the Facebook version of us yet.
Oh, okay.
So when we do that, what we
do give you a history of the cocktail, a background of the cocktail, and this was a lot of background tonight because we talked about Applejack,
right?
And then we talked about the cocktail,
right? And then we make it and we bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the one part bartending. Then this is the two
parts bullshit. Right.
Right. So it's a rim shot to that. Anyway, yeah, but we like for that first season we would do a blind and then do 4 cocktails based on each of those 4.
Each of the bottles, right? So now we have blinds coming up. Now next week we're going to do another apple.
Right. You said 3 Applejacks, right?
If we want to do 3, we can do 3. We can do 2 or 3.
That's what I previewed.
Okay, so we're doing 3.
A series of 3. So I figured we'd finish out October with it.
Well, but the day before Halloween, we could do a Halloween drink. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, we can change gears. I don't have a problem with that.
I could try to find a Halloween Applejack drink, which somebody has to have made one. There's so many fucking drinks.
We need to talk to Wendy Malorza.
Okay.
Because now this is not an Applejack, but it would be perfect for Halloween and still maintain the amazing autumn apples. And I can just change that on the ads instead of calling it Applejacks. We'll just call it apples for that night. She made this sangria one year with chunks of apples in it. And oh my God, that shit was good.
Well, see, for the Halloween drink, I was thinking about, now you have blue curacao, right?
It had me waiting to bob for apples.
Oh,
And
I know that's what where you were going.
Yes, I have blue curacao.
Well, there's a Halloween drink that you make.
It's a dusty, but
Yeah, it's okay. As long as it had a cover on it.
yes.
There's a drink that's made with blue curacao and dry ice, and it smokes.
Oh, sweet.
Now, there's another one made with blue curacao that you have to have 2 glasses. So what you do is you rim with curacao, and then you flame it, and you pour the flaming curacao into the drink, and that's how you finish it.
Nice.
That's another one. So
Your choice.
I don't know. I don't know if I mean, it's been a long time since we did a lot of flaming drinks because I bartended at a college bar. So
in my 20s, I don't know if I would have done a flaming drink. Too much hair. But now, what the heck?
I can't tell you. Honest to God, I can't tell you how scared I was one night. Story time.
Story
time.
Lisa missed the start. Yeah, brother, it's almost 9:30 right now. We're gonna go a little long tonight. What the hell?
Who cares? Story time.
Story time.
Excellent.
Alice, come here. Lee, I still don't know how to play her.
Galliardo. Long, big bottle of Italian liqueur.
Okay.
Okay. Well, there's a flaming Galliardo shot.
Okay.
And I had a bunch of girls, 6 girls or 4 girls come in. And this was, of course, in the 80s. Well, what was going on in the 80s? Big hair.
Big hair. Aquanet.
Lots of hairspray.
Right.
This little girl has a flaming, and I told her, I said, blow it out. Blow it out because you don't want to pour burning alcohol down your throat.
Oh, no. And she had a head full of Aquanet.
She goes, and
the intake.
When she took the breath in to blow it out,
Hell.
woo! I mean, this flame danced across her hair.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
And me and another bartender were watching this, and we both, he threw a bar towel at her, okay, that hit her back here, and probably did the best. And then I swatted her, and when I swatted her, she was like looking at me like,
why the hell did you hit me?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you motherfucker?
Right. Shit.
But luckily their friends were screaming because they saw the blue flame.
Right.
You know, and everybody we were.
Kevin says, "Flaming Dr. Pepper, anyone?"
I'll never forget that. It was crazy. Flaming Galliardo shots.
Good God.
Oh,
that's crazy.
It was made with vodka. I'm stretching my memory. It was vodka.
No.
Vodka, lime juice, and Galliardo. Galliardo was yellow. It's a yellow liqueur, and it would float on the top of that.
Right.
Okay, and then you light it, and you get this dancing blue flame. But the stupid people, I watch people pour flames down their throat.
I bet.
I'd be like, "You're fucking crazy. What are you crazy?" They'd be so drunk they wouldn't know.
Oh, man.
And they'd always come at the end of the night. It'd be closing time. I need 4 flamers. You are a flamer, you dumbass.
Right?
Yeah, no. People would literally, at closing time, because when you're a bartender and you're working, you want to close early and get the fuck out of there because you're tired. Because especially football weekends. Now, for the first 2 years of college, I was playing football. So then I realized I wasn't good enough to make it a living at it. So I said, I better concentrate on my books.
Yeah, might as well go back over here, right?
I had way more fun not being a football player. I didn't get laid as much, but I had much more fun. Yeah, but people would go then at the very end. They'd try to run in and get like one more drink, one more drink. I mean,
Right, at last call or whatever.
dude, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. What? You're already sauced. What are you doing?
Kevin, no take backs. He retracted a message again. Drunk texting is on here.
Drunk texting is allowed in our live chat.
Yes, it is. We expect it, actually. We hope to get some of that here and there.
Absolutely, especially if you're drinking with us.
We got our 2 loyal new YouTube viewers out here, and that's the only 2 we've had tonight.
It doesn't matter.
Kevin and Lee.
You know, it doesn't matter.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you both,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, you guys
love
are
you to
awesome.
death.
Yeah, I don't have our play out music ready tonight because of the disarray
Oh,
over
well.
on that side.
Hey, you know, where's my phone?
You were looking. Isn't that a movie? Dude, where's my phone? Oh no, that's car. Sorry.
Dude, where's my car? That's Keanu Reeves. I might have left it in the. I thought I heard the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh God, this sounds dangerous. Kevin says, "Hat, we'll tell you a flaming DP story tomorrow when I remember it." I'm not sure.
I don't know if I want to know that.
A flaming DP?
It depends on what. Wait a second. We couldn't figure out what
Right.
PG was last week. We both
Depends
have
on what DP is.
we both have the same thought for what a DP is. So it depends on what you think a DP is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, flaming Dr. Pepper. That's what he said. Flaming DP. There you go. Lee brought it back to us there. We're a little drunk. We missed it. Sorry, dude.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate you, man. You're saving our ass. Because everybody out there in YouTube land is going, these fucking perverts.
Yep, I'm dying. Okay, you said you were going to get the music? No.
I think my phone's out in the car. I don't know.
Okay, no play out music this week. We hope to have some improved production next week. Maybe. We'll see. Not all the way to the production module thing that we were talking about.
No, but you know, yeah,
but
we got some ideas that are inexpensive investments, and Michael's
Right.
going to use. It'll be multi-purpose for him. Anyway.
Right.
It's not just for this.
Right.
So
right. So yeah, we're going to have both speakers set up back here again next week, and we'll have something to be able to hear them. So this week I've been tearing crap apart and putting it back together.
Works for me, man.
As we see back there. Anyway. Yes, okay, first of all, Lee called us booze hounds, and Kevin says, Dr. Pepper, yes.
Booze hounds.
We were a little
Booze
slow
hounds.
on the take there.
You know what?
What's that?
You'll call us booze hounds when we get to some real drinks, which are coming. I promise you they're coming.
And we got some real liquor coming in that blind, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was thinking about that today.
Scott's going to surprise me. He's got the super secret blind coming. He's holding with the alliteration.
I am not even going to show him what the bottles are until the reveal of what they are, what you like the most, because they're four very, very, very different profiles. Very different. So we'll see what you like the most and what you don't like the most.
Right. Lee says mix a third one and FedEx it to him. You know what? At this point, after hanging out of it for a while, I think a third one would actually push me over feeling good. You know what I mean? I think it would be a step too far.
Well,
These are potent.
you've really only had one.
Oh. Well, you want to have another one then?
I think we're going to end with that.
I think so. Good night, y'all.
Thanks for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you all next week.
That's right. Right quick. YouTube, of course, you know where that is. You're here.
Yeah, we didn't even cover our social media stuff, which we've been slacking off on really bad.
Right?
Michael's better than I am at it.
Not this week, but anyway, Facebook at Loquacious Libations, Instagram at Loquacious_Libations. That's all the socials. You guys have a great week. Thank you, Lee and Kevin, for being our loyal viewers.
We'll see you next week, guys.
We'll see you next week. Lee, watch it back to get what all we got in that drink. That's a tasty one, brother. See y'all next week. How do you turn this damn thing off?